Hey, everybody. What's going on? Happy afternoon. Is it afternoon yet? It is 12:01, so it's totally afternoon. So we're cameras over here. Camera. I'm going to switch my. Let me switch this, Jocelyn, because I feel like I'm looking to the side too much. We'll put it over here. This is like there's a general inclination to like look at ourselves when we're on the camera, so at least we'll be looking at the camera. All right. What's going on, everybody? Shane and Jocelyn here. Super excited to be doing our. Is this our second member call in July? I have no idea. It is. Yeah, second member call in July. Quick sound check to make sure that you can hear us. Jocelyn, see if you can hear it like from there. You should talk into it on the thing. If you could talk into it there, that'd be awesome. Just like point it. Can you hear Jocelyn if she's not holding her microphone? That's the real question. And And if you can hear me too, give us a quick sound check and a quick visual check to make sure you've got all the video footage going. We are at our office today. We are not filming from our normal place. I see Kevin in the house. What's going on, Kevin? Hey, Lene. See Oleg. See JJ Mayo. See Sheldon. Sheldon, I heard that you ran into another Flip Your Life member, Dan Engler, Flip Lifestyle. You saw the Flip Lifestyle sticker out in the wild, right? So that was pretty awesome. Y'all ran into each other. Kevin says I can't hear Jocelyn, so you're probably gonna have to hold it. Hold it up to your mic, make sure you can hear it too. Oh no, it's not going at all. Now, now yours isn't going. I know. Okay, now
Testing. Hello.
can you hear it now?
Okay, now I'll see about that. And then I'm going to try this and just see.
All right, let's try this one more time. We've got all different kind of sound set up over here.
Yeah, we about 30 minutes ago we realized that
one of our wires was broken, so we had to move.
So we had to go somewhere else. Okay. See about this. See if
Can you hear now? Go ahead and talk. Let me see the bars.
Testing. Hello.
Oh, now it's not talking at all again. Put it up to your microphone. No.
Hello.
It's all right. You're gonna have to hold it.
Okay. No worries.
All right. No worries. No worries. It's all good now. Can hear now. Okay, good. All right. So something happened there. We had a little short. We're fixing it out. All right, guys. You know the drill. People will be coming and going throughout the lunch hour. This is one of our lunch Q&As. Got a bunch of people in here right now. We want to answer your questions. We want to help you move forward in your online business. We want to help you get set up, get your products done, get your avatars done, overcome fears, overcome obstacles. We are here to help you. And all you have to do is ask your questions. I see a couple questions in the chat room right now. I had a couple questions from the Flip Your Life community that I wanted to highlight as well. Looks like we've got one question from Nicola Below because she is in Australia and she wasn't not able to come today. So we've got
like
3 questions.
2 a.m. there.
2 a.m. or something. So go ahead and whatever you're struggling with right now, whatever you need help with in your online business, go ahead and type your question in. We want to stay ahead of the video feed. We want those questions to be piling up as we answer them so that we've got one to go when there's no dead time in the call today. Any questions you have about online business, anything else, let us know. Go ahead and put those in the chat as we collect a few of those. If you have any success stories from last week, we want to hear those as well. A lot of people reach out to us and say, hey, I love the member calls because 1, a bunch of people show up and I see that I'm not alone. 2, I see other people succeeding and it inspires me to keep moving forward. So if you've had any successes this week, we want to celebrate your successes. We want to answer all of your online business questions and get after that. Couple quick announcements. Flip Your Life live tickets are almost sold out. Jocelyn, if you go ahead and drop a link in the chat, fliplifestyle.com/live. If you do not have your ticket yet, we'd love to see you there in September 19th through the 21st. Flip Your Life live, the Flipped Lifestyle community family reunion, baby. We're going to be having a good time there. We just had our last planning meeting for finances and food and all this other stuff. We're getting ready to do logistics and content. So we're really super excited about that. I'm doing trainings every single week for Flip Your Life 2019 attendees. We've got a training tomorrow night at 9 p.m., I think, for Flip Your Life Live attendees. It's going to be an awesome training. I've got a lot of trainings that we've got in there if you want to get in there and check those out now. And also, this is the last big conference that we're going to do, Flip Your Life Live 2019. We are not doing this conference in 2020. So this is your last chance to come to the big Flip Your Life Live conference that we've been hosting over the past couple years. We would love to see you there. Also got another announcement. I just launched a new offer. It's called Prolific Monthly. Jocelyn, type in Prolific Monthly, but like with no HTTPS because it's just a redirect. So it's just HTTP prolific monthly. So what I'm doing is a monthly paper newsletter. Literally, you're going to open your mailbox, reach into it. You're going to pull this thing out, and it's going to be your promotion guide, your marketing calendar for the month, right? Every single month. So I'm going to send you a calendar that shows you what to promote every single day, how to jump in to the calendar and see what's going on in the real world, how you can relate that to your products. I'm going to have email subject lines. I'm going to put templates in there. I'm going to write specific articles that are all about marketing, all about promoting your products, because that's the big disconnect that we're seeing between our successful people and our people who are struggling a little bit. Is they're doing the work, they're making content, they're getting their product done, they're building their website, but they're not promoting their products correctly. They're not promoting their content prolifically, so they're not getting noticed, they're not building an audience, and they're not making sales. And that's what we want to fix. And Prolific Monthly, my print newsletter, is what's going to do that. This is not going to be anywhere else. It's not, this is going to take, this takes a lot of work to put together a print newsletter. We got to have a physical mailer. We got to work with a company to get them all to where they need to be. It's a lot of logistics. It's going to take a lot of time. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on this every single month to make sure that you can open it up and know every day how to promote your product. It's August 1st. What am I going to do today? Oh, this tells me what to do. It's August 15th. Oh, I'm just going to flip over to August 15th. This tells me what to do. And it's going to be all kinds of information about marketing and just the promotion aspect of building an audience, getting traffic, and getting more people into your brand. And it's only available in print form. There's not going to be a digital copy. I'm not selling any back issues. Literally, I've got to get this thing to print like on the 20th of every month. So if you haven't signed up by the end of this week, you're not going to get the first issue of Prolific Monthly, and it is going to be a game changer for your business. It's going to 10x anything you could possibly spend on it. So all you got to do is go to Prolific Monthly. Don't use an S. It is a secure site, but that's just a redirect. You can check that out. I'm doing a beta group right now. I've got like 50 issues I'm going to print out and send next month to make sure I know what I'm doing. But we're pre-selling it now. You can go there and check it out. I've already got a bunch of people signed up. I think that's going to sell out probably by Friday. And I would love to have you as a subscriber to Prolific Monthly. Okay. All right. So let's jump in to questions. First of all, let's go jump into questions, and we'll just kind of, we want to do just like alternate between them and success stories.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
All right. This question is from Sheldon. Sheldon says, how can I leverage my podcast and training classes to be a benefit for joining a membership site?
How can I leverage my podcast and training classes to be a benefit for joining a membership site? What you could do, I would think, is curate your best of episodes into like little mini courses. Like for us, if we had like 4 episodes of our podcast that all talked about sales funnels, I guess we could curate those into mini packs, right? Like we could say all of our sales funnel podcasts. So instead of them searching through iTunes, instead of them searching for everything, you could say, oh, look, I've already made this content, but I put it in a way that you can consume it easier right where you are. This is what you need right now, right? So I think Sheldon's stuff is like for safety and OSHA and things like that. So maybe certain topics you could, group together, or certain interviews you could kind of like group together. Okay. And like if you could take your training classes, if you've got like training classes where you're actually, video, there's a presentation, everything else, you could take those and turn those into audio files. So maybe somebody could take them on the road with them. They could listen to them in the car. They didn't have to be logged in and watching a video of your stuff. And then you could just refer back to them, say, hey, if you want to go back and watch the video, you can like do that later. So I think what you're trying to do is leverage one piece of content in multiple different places. And you can totally do that. We actually have a podcast episode called what was the one we called where it was about like working together without how do we work together without killing each other or something like that? Didn't we do a podcast
Oh
like
gosh,
that?
Yeah, that was like way
episode
back
4
when.
or something.
Yeah, it was like it was the first 10.
Right, exactly. So what we did was when we created the Flip Your Life Blueprint, I took that podcast and I hired someone to make PowerPoint slides for it because it's such a good podcast. It's one of our most popular episodes, and it's one of the biggest problems people have is getting their spouse on board with their business plan. So I just took that podcast, turned it into a course. It has PowerPoints, it has slides. So you can totally take PowerPoints and have enhanced versions inside of your community where you put slides to them and you make like a PowerPoint. Maybe you do a little like workbook. We have a workbook for how to get your spouse on board with your online dream, like in there. So like you could totally turn your podcast into courses, and that way you can reuse them and repurpose them later. So, but this is you're doing the right thing, thinking about how you can repurpose and reuse and recycle content, because always remember 90% of your audience will never see 90% of your content. They're only going to focus on the 10% that they need. So if you want to put that in different places, you're just giving them a better chance to do it, and you're charging them to help them find it, basically.
So I wanted to say also on that note that you can also, I'm not sure exactly what you meant by your question, but so if you're planning on selling a course and then you later want to open a community, which I think is what you're trying to say, um, one way that you can do that is to offer them side by side. Sometimes we tell people to do that. So, like, you can buy my course for X dollars, or you can join the community for X dollars a month, and you get this plus all these other added benefits of having other people to talk to and having lots of other resources. So, you can also position it that way.
And if you're trying to just, I mean, basically, too, like if you're just trying to say, hey, I've got a podcast and I've got training classes, like just at the end of all of them, tell people about your membership. Like, did you love learning on about all this great content? Well, come talk to us. We talk about this every day on our membership site. So it's just a place to promote your stuff. That's what free content really is. Free content is a place to promote your paid content, and it can be repurposed as paid content later. So, leave no stone unturned. Tell people about your podcast. Tell people you've got an enhanced what if every podcast you said, get the enhanced version of this podcast in my community. I listened to this podcast about this card game, and they basically, whenever new cards come out, they always talk about them, right? Well, they have a paid community, and inside the paid community, there's a visual version of it. So it's not just a podcast. They show you the new cards, they show you all the new things, and you actually get to see it. So, but only paid people get that. So you could totally do something like that too, and make it like an added benefit for joining the membership. Okay. Awesome question, Sheldon.
All right. Our first success story today is from Paul. Paul says today is the third Tuesday of July. I've released 3 tutorials and I've shot the remaining 2. Batching content, baby.
Awesome. Batch it up. He's batching up all the way through Flip Your Life Live. That's what he's doing. He's going all the way to Flip Your Life Live, so he doesn't have to worry about it until then. Good stuff.
Okay, hold on one second. I lost.
I think Lene was next.
Well, I lost something else. Hold on. Okay, I'm trying to multitask. And you know how
Keyword
that works.
trying.
Yeah.
Multitasking never works.
It's not working out so well. Okay.
Our assistant is on vacation. Yeah, she's in Florida having fun. So we're
So I'm managing the questions. I'm trying to chat.
Yeah, all the spreadsheets at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. This question is from Lene. It says, how long should my blog posts be? I just started writing some and I almost have 2 done. I've been writing blog posts that are just over 1,500 words long.
Whoa.
This has been taking me a lot of time, but I'm getting faster. I spent like 6 to 8 hours writing one yesterday, and I still haven't put any pictures in it. I'm planning on making these into YouTube videos too. I read from experienced bloggers that longer posts do better with SEO over time, but as a new site, should I start out with ones around 1,500 words? Is promotion really supposed to take this long? I'm hoping to get faster. I'm not sure if that belongs there.
Yeah, I don't think it was a difference. She said it got cut off, I think.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, no, there's no what's his name? The guy wrote Purple Cow. Seth Godin writes like 300-word blog posts. He has one of the biggest blogs on the planet for marketing. So there's no myth, rhyme, or reason. Here's the only thing that matters in SEO. Is what you say relevant to what people search for? That's it. Long, short, doesn't matter. Now, long posts give you a lot of chance to get a lot of keywords in. There's reasons to do long posts. But in the beginning, I don't usually recommend for you doing stuff like that long, because it's going to feel time consuming and sluggish, and you can hear it coming out of you. Why don't you take that 1,500 word blog post and like turn it into part 1, part 2, and part 3, and then you can just release them. Maybe you do one big epic 2,000 word post, but then you break it up into part 1, part 2, part 3, and then they roll out throughout the month. And then like there's a little link at the bottom that says get part two. And like maybe you could even, like, let's say you covered 3 points, like just divide it into thirds and make that 3 blog posts. I don't think you need to write over 1,000 words. Like, say what you need to say, get more content out there, because it's not just writing long posts and being relevant. You have to also be consistent. So you have to release stuff regularly for the search engines to like you. If you're only doing one post a month because they're so long, then they're not going to like you as much as you one post a week. So maybe you could do a little, maybe you could change your workflow and create the same quality of content. You're just kind of dividing it up and rolling it out over a week, and it gives you something to email your list every week, and you don't have to do big giant long posts like that.
Yeah, so there's no reason that writing content for your website should ever take 6 to 8 hours. Like that's just no. Don't do that because you need to be doing other stuff that moves the needle. And writing content is one thing, but it's more important that when someone lands on your website, they actually use your content. And if it's 1,500 words long, I'm probably not reading it. I'm going to hit the back button. But I think what you could do instead is write part of it and maybe get people to opt in for some type of tool that's related to it or something like that. Use your time for that so that you can then contact people later. Don't use all your time like writing free content.
Yeah, I would guess that in that 1,500 words, you're covering more than one point, and each point is a blog post, not the whole thing. Again, there are times you can write an epic blog post that makes sense, like right, like if you're, for example, like I want to write a review that compares like different email software together. So like that would be a long post. I would put a lot of time into that. I just saw a post from Pat Flynn the other day. It was all the steps he took to release his most recent book, and it was basically like how the steps you need to take to release a book. Really long blog posts, right? But most blog posts shouldn't be long. Like if you do 4 blog posts a month and they're all 8 hours, you're spending 40 hours a week almost just getting your blog done. And that's not even counting the pictures, apparently. Right. So, this could be some perfectionism. This could be some overachieving. But the best way to combat that is write one big post and divide it into parts. Do what Jocelyn said, put an opt in at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? And I've even seen people break a blog post up into 3 parts or 4 parts. And like, so you read, say you land on page one, it'll say opt in for part two. You give them an email, you redirect them to the next blog post. That's all you do. You got them on your list. So like, there's lots of different things you can do there to work with that content, but you are spending too much time. You're not leaving yourself enough time for the most important thing, which is promoting the blog post. Like, what if you did a 600-word blog post one day on a Monday in an hour, and then you spent Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday promoting it on social media, email? You'd have hundreds of people reading it instead of, you know, waiting to get it all edited and the pictures up and nobody reading it because it's on your hard drive, right? So, there are reasons to write long posts. Moral of the story is you're taking too much time. Either write shorter posts or break it up because you're going to get burnt out. I can tell you right now. I can hear it. It's taking me so long. It's blah, blah, blah. Like, it just feels like you're going to get burnt out if you do. It would be like us doing 4-hour podcasts. There's no reason for us to do a 4-hour podcast. We can say what we need to say in 45 minutes.
And most likely people are going to stop listening.
Exactly. So, yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let me see. She says, that's what I thought. Shane would not be doing this.
No, there is no way I would write a 15. Well, I can write a 1,500.
No, you could probably speak one.
I could speak one, and I could probably type it, but I'd be done in an hour, and then someone else have to proofread it and check it and put pictures in it for me. Like I would never like actually finish the post. I wrote an email this morning. I got up this morning at about 7 o'clock, read a book, I have like 3 devotional books I go through every morning, and then I wrote emails today. And I had 2 segments of my list that I was targeting today. And I looked up and I only had like 20 minutes before the time the kids usually woke up. So I wrote 2 long emails to my list in about 20 minutes and sent them. Didn't even read them. They probably have spelling mistakes. I don't know. But like, I always err on the side of creating content faster is better. There's a famous quote by a guy named Dan Kennedy, who's one of the greatest copywriters and marketers on the planet. And he said he's considered the richest, or he's made more money in copywriting than any other copywriter, apparently. So like he said, he did not become the best copywriter in the world because he was the best. He became the best copywriter in the world because he wrote the fastest. And he could take more jobs and he could get more content out there, which let him make more sales faster. Everybody else was still proofreading. He had already sent his mailer out to 10,000 people, right? So err on the side of speed whenever you're creating your free content, especially, and take a little more time on your paid stuff. Jennifer said, "Oh man, I thought today's meeting was at 9 p.m. This is the premium Q&A, Jennifer. You are a Flip Your Life live attendee. That's what's tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. So sorry about the confusion. We've got a lot going on right now, a lot of moving parts in the community. So
All right. This question is from Nicola. It says, I've recently made 2 more products, an ebook and a video course, and I have them for sale through Gumroad, which is a third party place where you can sell stuff. The sales pages are embedded onto pages on my website. I'm wondering if I should integrate Gumroad into my Active Campaign program. I need buyers to be saved into Active Campaign and tagged, correct?
yes, like there's reasons not to do it though. So what Nicola's basically saying here is how can she track people, because Gumroad is taking the payments when they buy, but she's using Active Campaign, which is the same thing as like Infusionsoft or Entreport or ClickFunnels or whatever, to basically track all of her customers, email all her customers. So she's basically emailing people to sell them things, sending them to Gumroad. They click and buy the thing, but then they're stored in Gumroad as a purchase. Usually, you can use the API keys of these programs to connect them. So you can connect Gumroad and Active Campaign. If you can't figure out if Gumroad doesn't have Active Campaign support, usually you can go to Zapier.com, Zapier, and you can probably get their APIs and get them connecting and talking. You really want them to talk though, because what if you were in Active Campaign one day and you had a new product and you wanted to say, hey, I need to pull up all the people who bought my last product that are also on my email list and haven't bought this yet. You wouldn't be able to search for that because half the data would be in Gumroad and half the data would be over here. There are reasons to do this. Like we actually are using Kajabi to sell our new newsletter. It's called Prolific Monthly. Okay. So it's a monthly marketing newsletter. It shows you how to promote your stuff every single day. Right. I actually used Kajabi and Stripe to create the sales funnel and create the payment processing over on Kajabi. And it actually is completely separate than Infusionsoft. And the reason we did that is I like to have redundancy in our payment processing, right? So, we have an education website called ushistoryteachers.com. That website uses Infusionsoft, but it uses a payment processor we pay. It's on a separate account. We treat it like a separate business than we do our Infusionsoft account from Flip Lifestyle. And the one on Flip Lifestyle uses one payment processor. US History Teachers uses another payment processor. And now Prolific Monthly will use a different payment processor. And that's just a little bit of protection. Like, what if Infusionsoft has an error and shuts down our payment processor? Or what if something like the other day we sent an email out and for some reason it got throttled? So we had to talk to support. They didn't send all the emails. It was a big mess. And like, what if they turned our payment processor off? So there are reasons to use different programs for a little bit of protection, but you still want them to talk. Like I'm still going to integrate Infusionsoft and Kajabi. All the people that sign up for Prolific Monthly, I still need Infusionsoft to know that so I can email people, right? So yes, you do want to connect them. You do want to integrate them. And usually that's done within the program itself. Active Campaign is probably where you need to start that process. And then I would think Zapier, if they couldn't find it, would be where it connects.
Yeah, so I did a quick Google search just for Gumroad and Active Campaign. Apparently, there is not a they don't connect in the app like sometimes they do. So you would have to use something like Zapier. So
Yeah. Or you could just once a month download all the people from Gumroad and upload them into Active Campaign.
yeah, so you know the tools they're going to cost you a little bit of money to use, but they make your life easier. So you just have to decide, like, is it worth it for me to make this investment and not have to do as much manual work, or do I want to do the manual work and not make the investment right now? So you just have to decide.
And that's why there's also a strong argument for using a more expensive tool like a ClickFunnels or like a Kajabi or a Kartra or
Well,
something.
you're already using Active
And
Campaign.
you're using Active Campaign. I don't exactly know why you're using Gumroad for delivery, because I would think that Active Campaign
Yes, it can.
Can deliver that product for you. So you may have too much going on here. You may just need to get rid of Gumroad, unless there's a reason. Maybe they have better analytics that Active Campaign does. Maybe there's a reason you're using Gumroad instead of active campaign to deliver your product. Also, like guys, delivering a product like an ebook or a video course is usually literally like here's an email with a link to the download. Like it's not like you have to overcomplicate your delivery. You just put it on a page that's not indexed. So you may have too much going on there, I would think. So
All right. We have a success story from Kevin. Kevin says, I made my first sale last week, an ebook. Woo!
that's what I'm talking about, Kevin Crow. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. It says, and I finished my online course last night. Now I just need to restrict access and get the sales page set up.
The 11-cent moment. For those of you who may not have heard that story before, the first money we ever made online was an ad click for 11 cents. But you would have thought that someone had just given us a Powerball ticket for $11 million because it made it real. And Kevin, it is now real for you, dude. Good job. Persistence, man. Keep it up. Let's go.
Kevin, get that sales page up.
Yes, get the sales page
like
up.
tomorrow.
Yep.
You got this.
If you can find one, you can find a whole lot more.
Tomorrow, deadline. All right, let me see. This success story is from Kathy. Kathy says, I added 15 members to my membership.
That makes me so happy. Kathy's a grinder, man. Kathy is relentless, and she has never given up. And I know that she's been stacking those bricks one at a time, laying that mortar now for a while. And that makes I seriously am tearing up a little bit. It makes me so happy that you got 15 new members in June.
Awesome.
That's not even the
and
time
like
for your business.
For education, that's really good.
We are rolling into July, August, and September. You're in the education niche. Like you have got to double, triple down. All the member money you just got, you got to put it into ads because that is amazing. That is, man, I'm pumped up. That's awesome.
All right. She said, I've almost hit my 2019 member goal and it's only July.
Well, you best get a bigger goal, sister. That's all I'm saying.
If your goal don't scare you a little bit, it's not big enough.
You need to double, triple, 10x that goal is what you need to do. So yeah, that's amazing. That is absolutely awesome. Awesome, Kathy.
All right. This question is from Teresa. Teresa says, I batched some content a few weeks ago and I scheduled 3 weeks worth of blog posts. We were visiting family this weekend. We drove home Sunday night. Yesterday, I was exhausted and spent most of the day working on product creation. I completely forgot about the post until last night, and there it was like magic.
Oh, that's a success story.
Oh, yeah. So that wasn't, sorry, I put it in the wrong place.
That was a success story. Yeah, that's awesome, though. Like, batching content is magic. Like, it's nice to be able to know that you can go outside and do whatever you want for a day because you got the blog post going, you got an email scheduled. Like I knew this member call was today. I don't really have much more planned. Jocelyn and I are going to grab lunch, and Jocelyn's got a stack of Post-it notes. That's how we do our planning meetings. We just get Post-it notes and we write down all the things, and then we stick them in order, right? So real high tech around here. But like it's nice knowing I sent my email this morning. It's done. It's going to work for me all day long, and I don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about it, being out there. It's promoting. It's doing the work in the back end for us. We've got our podcast scheduled through the end of the month. Don't have to worry about that. So that's what makes you free. Passive income is not truly passive. You just invest work up front to buy time back later. And that's what it's all about. So good job, Teresa.
All right. Let me see here.
I'm still fired up about Kathy.
I know. That's awesome.
That makes me happy. I can't tell you how happy that
and
makes
Kevin, first sale.
Kevin making a first sale.
Love it.
Kevin's in the introvert club with Jocelyn.
People are batching stuff.
Getting to work. That's what I'm talking about.
It's awesome. All right.
Y'all need to get prolific with your marketing and sign up for my marketing newsletters, what you need to do. Prolificmonthly.com. I'm just promoting it because first issue, August 1st.
Yeah. Shane sent out the email the other day and he's like, he texted me first before he sent it out because of course I'm on my own list, So he texted me. He's like, don't worry, I'm not actually doing this. I'm like, okay.
I said, I got an idea for a product, but I'm not going to do it right now. I have to tell we have a rule. Jocelyn I scare Jocelyn sometimes. So I have to give her time to process things. And I sent her that message. I said, don't worry, I'm not going to do this. 48 hours later.
Well, no, the same day. Okay. So he sends out the email. The same day we are at a print shop asking them questions.
We were in the area and I just wanted to swing by to do some research and see what the probabilities of making this happen.
Yeah. And you know what I just realized? Sneaky. Sneaky.
I didn't know if you figured this out. I asked Jocelyn, we were driving, we dropped the kids off, and I said, Look, I
I
said,
mean, how did I fall for this?
so I get really obsessed with stuff. And I had this idea for this newsletter, and I'm like, because it was all the questions that I get asked all the time. I'm like, this would change people's lives if they just knew what to do every day. Like the promotion part is so confusing. And if people had a calendar that literally gave them ideas and they acted on one of them, they would probably make 10x whatever they would pay for this newsletter. And I've just got to go do this. So there's a print shop that I wanted to go to in the next town over, which also happens to be where Jocelyn's favorite restaurant is. So
And it's like a little bit away from here. So
I can't believe you just figured this out.
uh,
I said, we dropped the kids off and I said, hey,
you want to go to
you
this
want to go to your
place?
favorite restaurant for lunch? I'll take you, baby. Let's go.
And I'm like, yeah,
and then-
because tacos.
And then yeah, she's like, tacos. And I said, and then I wanted to swing to Starbucks. And I'm like, wow, we're at Starbucks. It's right by the print place. So we need to go and get. So I got the quote. And
then like that night there was a sales page because
I took you to your favorite restaurant. I took you to your favorite restaurant for lunch.
I mean, I've known you for how long?
Diabolical. I'm diabolical. But you got to make things happen. If you want it, you got to go get it, guys. You got to be bold. You just got to do it. So then once I had the quote, I basically wrote the email and made the sales page to launch it over the weekend. And like within basically about 72 hours of coming up with this idea, I'm like, we're selling it. Let's go. So
shame on you. That's all I can say. That's
I
all I can say. I did get good tacos though.
Let me. Okay, hold on. Let me. Did the launch go well? Did we make some money? No, the launch actually was kind of a disaster because
last night I'm sitting there. Shane's texting me all day, like, "Oh, you know, people are signing up.
Buying,
yes,
we're making sales."
And I'm like, "Okay, great." And then last night he's like, yeah. So I forgot to get their physical addresses.
So the original order form had this. It was making sales. People were buying it like crazy, and the beta was like filling up. And I was like, "Oh no!" I looked in there, and all I had were email addresses, and you can't mail people a physical newsletter.
Hey guys, can't wait to mail you something to your email
address. So anyway, I fixed it, and I went in and got all the addresses fixed. So that's okay. But Jocelyn sends me the text back that says, "This is why you're not allowed to launch things before I look at it."
And
make the money first, figure out everything else on the back end.
These are your online business teachers, right. Just so you know. We don't get the address, and
so good.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody makes mistakes, but as long as you make money, you can make as many mistakes as you want. That's my philosophy. So, all right, back to the Q&A. Back to the Q&A. That was a little bit of a tangent.
Let me see.
A little bit of a tangent. So,
okay. Hold on, I'm having to scroll here. Okay, so this isn't really exactly a question from Jennifer, but I think that we could kind of speak on it a little bit. She says, I just scheduled my first live interactive class. Jennifer's a yoga instructor for Thursday. Hopefully some of the members will join me. Last week, I included certain studio members into the online membership. I invited the other lower paying members to join the online membership for half. No one signed up. I did get a request for more beginner friendly videos, so I'm about to shoot a short video for my community that's beginner level.
Okay. The main thing, Jennifer's been doing a good job just swinging, right? Like trying different things, trying what works. Like there's all kinds of interests swirling around, but nobody's really bit yet, right? And I was actually reading in a book last night. It's called The Ultimate Sales Letter, also by Dan Kennedy, who I mentioned earlier today, but he's a really famous copywriter. And it was basically this chapter that caught my eye last night was, what do you do when they just won't buy, right? And he had this quote from like Yogi Berra that said, if somebody doesn't want to go to the ballpark, they ain't going to go buy a ticket, right? Like they're just not going to show up. And it's your job as the marketer, was his point was to find out and figure out why they're not joining and then overcome that objection. So a really good exercise is, it's not enough to say, but they didn't buy. You have to say, why didn't they buy? Go get like a box of index cards. I'm telling you, we love old school stuff, guys. Like we love Post-it notes, index cards. I still write on paper every single morning. Like just great ideas and solutions stream from your brain through your lips and your fingertips. So if you'll just pick up a pen and talk it out, like everything's going to be fine, right? You can figure stuff out. So start writing down every possible thing you can think of, Jennifer, about why they're objecting. Like your product is awesome. You get people to do this in real life. I know there's other people who are making a killing, like 6-figure income, trying to do what you're doing right now. There is some kind of disconnect. So you got to figure out every fear, every objection, every doubt, every disbelief, anything that you can figure out on those cards, write those down and then start thinking of solutions. And that's how you know what to try next, what to swing. Some of it's talking to people, some of it's figuring it out, some of it is just trying new things. But get more strategic about overcoming these objections. Like, your offer's good, you're amazing. It's the objections that are probably killing you. Like, people are showing up. Why are they not taking the leap, right? Something is in between you and them. And if you can sit and kind of like think those out, you'll know how to address them better, like in real time. Okay. So go old school on it. See if you can pour something out, talk to those people and figure it out what you're doing.
Okay. Our next success story is from Paul. Paul says, yesterday we were visiting my wife's family and I hopped on my laptop to tweak a couple of things, less than an hour. I sold 2 courses, 1 keyboard skin, and had a member renewal and got my YouTube ad money.
That is how you do it. You work an hour, you make all the money, and then you go hang out with your family. Like, that's the classic flip lifestyle day right there. So good job,
Love
dude.
it.
Like, what about here's we talk a lot about unplugging with each other sometimes, but there's like people. It's hard to like unplug from your business once you really get into it because like you can do what Paul did. You can open your computer and make some money in an hour, and then you can go do whatever you want. Like even on trips, sometimes we don't unplug, and like I used to feel guilty about that a little bit, but like if you're having fun and you love what you're doing and you're really obsessed with this stuff, like spend an hour in the morning on your computer and then spend the rest of the day doing whatever you want. When we went to Jamaica last year, I got up every single day. We had just opened our private coaching, our all access mastermind, our boxer program. And we went to Jamaica. I got up every morning, poured a cup of coffee. The kids were still asleep, sat out on the balcony, watched the sun come up, and I answered Voxer messages. I coached people every morning while we were in, Jamaica on vacation. But
And
it
what a
was
better place to
what better
coach
place
people.
to do it? Why do I need to unplug from that? I'm helping people, having a great time, doing what I'm passionate about. I'm in paradise. Like, you're with your family, but you know what? You got an extra hour. Use it. Like, there's no reason not to do that. So, do we all need days where we completely unplug? Sure. But, good job, Paul.
Okay.
What did you
This
see? Paul asked a good question here. Earlier, we had a success story by Kathy where she had sold 15 new members into her community. And Paul asked Kathy, "What did you do that moved the needle?" And Paul said she did webinars and challenges. So basically, she said, "I'm going to go out and do what more than anything else? Promote. Consistently create content, prolifically promote your stuff, and relentlessly sell, and you will make money eventually. It will start working, right? And that's just, it doesn't, maybe webinars don't work for you, maybe challenges don't work for you, maybe you need another promotion strategy. But that's what Kathy did. She consistently did a webinar, she did challenges, boom, she got members. Okay, so good job.
All right. This question is from JJ. He says, I'm finishing the 4th round of Keto Kickstart, my group coaching program.
That's an awesome name for a product, by
It
the way.
is. Converting this program to a lower priced self study, this will be less energy and allow me to focus on promotion. The self study will be 4 weeks and probably drip out the content to prevent overwhelm. My question is how long to give them access? I was thinking 6 months, 1 month of content and training, 5 months to implement. I don't want to give them lifetime access, but would only 3 months of access scare them off?
I don't think so, because a lot of products like that are on 12-week cycles, like 12,
Yeah,
like Body for Life is 12 weeks,
I think you
things like that.
almost have to on a product like that because if you give people too much time, I think that they have a tendency to put it off or be
And
like,
fade
oh,
or
I
whatever.
still have plenty of time. But like if you have that more immediate goal, I mean, you don't want it to be like 2 weeks, but I think that having 6 months is a little bit
A little
long.
bit too long. I tell you what would be an awesome thing to do there to create continuity in that, JJ, is do it like a $99 quarterly plan, right? And but sell it as 12 weeks, like get in the best shape of your life in 12 weeks. And you can and then you can re-promote it to your members. Like, okay, so let's say in January you do the New Year's New You 12 weeks to a better you before the spring, right? Okay, and then you just re-promote it. Say, hey, did you not make it to where your goals were in the winter? Spring session starts soon. You just start to drip over. You get them back into it. They do it again. Like, people repeat those things a lot. like those diet plans and stuff. And then you re-promote it in the summer. So you kind of open it every summer and do a big push. Like every season you do it. It's 99 bucks for a quarter. Self-study. It's going to drip out to them. Maybe you do like a one thing a month for accountability, like a little live thing or something. You know what I'm saying? But then like you're not only promoting it to new people every quarter, get in shape for the spring, get in shape for the summer. Don't let the winter weight get on you in the fall, that kind of deal, right? Like, keto, all these diets and whatever. But like you get to re-promote it to your members. Like, oh, you were a member last month. Don't forget you're about to renew in the spring. Let's get you back on track. Right. So it gives you a way to create some continuity. Each member's lifetime value then becomes like $400 a year. And you do this quarterly membership where it's 99 bucks, 12 weeks, everything you need. If they don't quite get to the finish line, you can re-promote it and they'll buy it again. They're gonna renew, right? I think that could probably work good, like giving them a little gap to try to succeed. They'll probably make some progress, but then they may fade off the wagon and want to come back anyway. So I mean, if I was selling that thing, that's what I would do. I would do like a quarterly preamp for like 99 bucks
And
or
he
something.
says, like, how could I make that into a membership? So I would
That was it.
think,
I just said. Right?
yeah, but I would think that also, like, you could just promote the community aspect, like, being able to share recipes together and, just talk about challenges that you're facing. I can even maybe see this as being an app. So,
Oh yeah.
there's an app that I have. It's called, oh gosh, I can't remember what it was, but it was like it was a counter, so you could count your calories and your macros and that kind of thing. But then it also had a community. So if you paid, you got access to this community inside the app, and it was pretty cool. I liked it because I was already right there, like logging my food in. And so I could log in and talk to people, ask questions. Have you ever felt like this? Blah, blah, blah. Or I made the most amazing food today. Here's what it was, that kind
That's
of thing.
the membership is not necessarily whenever you think of a membership, guys, replace the word membership with recurring revenue. You just want people to keep paying, right? Like you have to give them enough value to keep paying. So if you do like a $99 quarterly and then you say includes a free community for support, right? And then you show up once a month and lead some kind of community support thing. And then there's like Jocelyn said, there's a thing in an app or on Facebook or whatever. Like that's what keeps them like engaged with it. And then they just, the next season. I mean, keto's forever. It's a lifestyle. So they're going to want to pay quarterly. And you can every quarter add new recipes, add new things, add new whatever.
And, the app might be down the road. Like, I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, I got to
Don't go
develop
make
an app.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't have to do that right this second. I'm just saying, like, maybe eventually that might be a direction that you would go toward if your audience says, yes, that's what I want. Okay. We are about to the end of the questions. I have a couple more, but if you have anything, go ahead and post it in the chat. If I have missed yours, if you could just copy it and paste it again for me. We mentioned earlier our assistant is on vacation, so I'm flying solo today.
Lene says that she loves it when I make mistakes because
Yeah.
it shows we're human.
Well, we are definitely human. I
We
can
are
tell you
human.
that.
Lots of mistakes. Lots of mistakes. Lots of mistakes. Yeah. If you're not making mistakes, you're not taking enough action. There's a quote of the day. If you are not making mistakes, you are soft footing your way forward, tiptoeing, being so careful that you're just barely moving at a slug's pace, right? Like you got to move fast. You got to do things. You got to try things. And yeah, you're going to screw up. That's just part of it, right? So, and don't hide your mistakes because we all make mistakes.
And people like you because of it, like other people like hearing that you're human. Okay. This success story is from Jennifer. She says, I'm all batched out on videos and my blogs are scheduled almost through the end of August.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nice.
I have been busting out so much content. I've even played with the idea of doing a 4th post a week in addition to the 3 video posts each week. Good work.
That was a batching success story.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at? Where are you at right now?
Okay, so I'm getting ready to read Janet's question. Okay. This question is from Janet. Janet says, I'm hosting a virtual summit with 1,400 people registered so far. It starts next week. I tagged the people who registered by grade level so that I can contact them with a special for my membership later. Should I wait until the end of the summer the end of the summit to do this? I don't want to do it too soon or too late.
Well, listen, Janet, all the way from the Dominican Republic. That's where Janet is. Look, it ain't baby bear's porridge, okay? There ain't no too hot. There ain't no too cold. There ain't no just right. It's just do it, right? But in this case, I would say wait till the end of the summit. I would guess, because you really want to get all of the stuff in there. You want people engaging in that thing, and that's kind of building the hype and momentum and like energy for all these offers. Janet is also in the education space, and we're just now kind of on the, we can see we're in July when this is being recorded, so we can see over the horizon at the back to school season, the school season coming. Like a lot of people who are selling to teachers and stuff right now, like remember, they're on vacation, they're at home sitting by the pool, they're, just now barely being able to think about going back to school, right? So let your summit play out, let this content play out. I think there's a almost like a parallel here to a webinar. Like, your summit is going to deliver this content and value, and then it's going to show them that why they might need your stuff later. So I think in this case, I would say don't like over promote right now and just go crazy, because it's just a little, it's summertime. It's summertime. Let people have their summer and then go back at it really hard and get them all kind of at once. So, you know, but but if you ever get confused in this situation, anybody listening, I don't want to do it too soon. I don't want it too late. Usually the answer is just do it, right? But there is some strategy here that can kind of hold you off.
Like, don't
So
let that stop you. If you don't know, just do something.
if you don't know, go. That's my philosophy. That's how I live my life. If you don't know, go.
All right. This is a success story from Taylor. Taylor says, I posted a Facebook answer to someone in a group. I gained a new member, 4 email subscribers, and a full day in person workshop.
Wow. Now that is being prolific. You're getting out there and you're being prolific, and good things happen. Like, what a great example. That
Good
makes me want to,
work.
that makes me want to go answer somebody's question in a Facebook group like right now.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay. Let me see.
Ben, maybe?
Yeah, it is Ben,
Okay.
but copying and pasting something real quick. We make a spreadsheet for our call so we can keep track of all the questions, and that's what I'm working on right now. Okay. This question is from Ben. Ben says, I'm in the middle of the grind right now. I know what to do. I'm seeing slow but steady progress, and I need to just keep working. Do you have any tips to keep your energy up and stay committed during period where the new wears off and you're working hard to grow to the next level?
Oh man, I struggle when the new wears off for sure. Yeah, I get it. Like, I tell you what we did in the very beginning to keep us focused. One, we had very defined goals. Like, we knew what success looked like. Like, we knew what we wanted to achieve, right? They weren't all financial goals. It was, lifestyle, where we like getting out of our jobs, like doing XYZ. So really defined goals do keep that right in front of you. But another thing that we did that was really important, I think, in the beginning, and I think probably the reason we made it, was when we planned our week, we put us first, even before the obsession with the online business, even before work or school or anything else, or even before our own personal time. Like, we would put like 30-minute blocks to play with the kids. We would put, an hour to go out to dinner with each other. We would always plan like the good, fun stuff first on our calendar each week, and then fill in all the other time with all the other stuff. So, like, where you lose your energy is you feel like the grind is stealing you from the present, right? Like, yeah, I know I'm investing this time to give my kids a better life down the road, and it's going to pay off, but what about my kids now? Or I know that I'm giving my spouse and my marriage a better chance to have a more prolific future, but what about now, right? So if you can steal back some of the present a little bit in your calendar, that's probably going to pay some dividends down the road. And another thing that what's the guy's name that writes Story Brand? What's that say right there? Building a Story Brand. Donald Miller. Okay, that's my 4 favorite books right there. That's the 4 books that I think maybe impacted my life more than any other books. I might tell you about them someday. But the Building a Story Brand is one of them. And Donald Miller, what he does is he takes every morning when he gets up, he writes down like his big one thing, and he writes down his 3 things or whatever. But he always picks something that he really likes to do, like something that he enjoys, something that is fun for him. And he puts it later in the day, and he blocks off time, and now he knows he's going to get to do the thing. He's not sacrificing. He's not going to miss it. It's there for him, and it almost serves like a reward for that day for him. And I think that's a great strategy to say, hey, you know what? I am in the grind right now, and I don't really have this energy, but man, once I get this done today, I get to go do this thing that I really love. Maybe it's go play golf. Maybe it's shoot some hoops with your son. Maybe it's whatever. But like, I thought that was a great strategy that he used. Like being using it as a daily goal, things that he loves to do. So make sure you're just incorporating. It's not all grind all the time. We're not Gary V. You don't got to work 90 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? 18 days a week. You got to have some time for yourself to keep your sanity. So
Yeah, I was just going to say this actually works for me too. I do this a lot of the times with a lot of different things, but one of the things that I'm wanting to do right now is I'm needing some Botox injections. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about.
Jocelyn throwing, we're getting personal around here. Jocelyn's
Yeah,
letting her secrets out.
I
You know,
know. So
her youthful, her youthful exterior starting to crumble.
yeah, a little bit. So anyway, but Shane, he wants to fuss at me sometimes because he's like, it's so expensive, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, so this week, if you guys are friends with me on Facebook, you'll see that I listed a bunch of like my kids' clothes for sale because I need to get them out of the way anyway. And I'm like, I will make some of this money and then I'll show him. So that's what I'm saying is like if you can put something in front of you, like some type of carrot, like Shane was saying, that will help you. It does help me.
It's funny like in a it's funny like what will motivate you like to me like I just want
Forehead wrinkles.
yeah, forehead wrinkles, that's one of them, but like for me it's always like I need like I love games. I love to just like time wasting games. I like to play Xbox. I like to play games on my computer. I like to do stuff like that. Like almost have to tell myself in the mornings, look, you're gonna put together 30 minutes or an hour where you can relax and play some games and just chill out, right? So do that, right? Like you go do these other three things and everything's going to work, right? So give yourself some more rewards in the moment so that you can have the energy to build your future. Okay.
All right. Ben says I don't need Botox.
I don't think she
Thanks,
does either.
Ben.
I
Thanks,
don't think she
Ben.
does either.
No, if you could see me up close, it's a little scary.
I see you up close. I think you're beautiful. So I'm just saying, I
Right.
think you look great.
You just don't want me to do it.
I don't care if you do it.
Okay. Let me see. I think this is the first time that we've ever had like an equal amount of success stories to questions, which is pretty cool.
Blowing it up this week.
All right. Ben says I launched my membership in March and I have 3 members. They have stayed for 3 months. It's a small start, but it is exciting to finally be making some money and moving the ball forward.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Awesome,
That's
Ben.
great LTV. Like, I mean, you once you cross 3 months, that's actually what we look for as a offer that's sticking. So you're at the stick point, man. You just need to go find you. Yeah, good job.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry, I'm chatting about Botox in the chat room. Okay. Let's see. These days I need a lot. This question is from Kevin. Kevin says, I think my community would work well on Facebook. Do you think I should do a free Facebook group to get in front of a bunch of people and promote my product? Or should I do a paid group as part of my membership? I stay paralyzed by indecision. Me too, Kevin.
Kevin, do both. Okay. Have a free group that only shares trivial things or things that what to do, right? Like, so my free Facebook page for US history teachers has thousands of members. All I share on there every day are teacher memes, like things to make them laugh. I shared a thing last night. It was Amazon Prime Day, and I had a picture of Optimus Prime. And I said something like, as a history teacher, I'm offended when commercialism takes over a day for our fallen heroes. And there's a picture of Optimus Prime dying in the 1980s movie. Just some stupid meme, right? And people loved it. It got like 200 shares and had fun and all that. Like, that's the kind of stuff you share for free. You can also tell people like what to do. Like I might say, hey, you need an idea for your business if you want to make it to the next level, so start thinking about your idea. Well, then the how to do it would be in my paid community. Well, how do I come up with my idea? Well, you watch this course, we talk about it and do it up. Right. So just do both. Just start 2 groups. Start a free group and then let your paid group or your paid product have its own little Facebook group where you show up, right? Maybe in your paid group, you do a Facebook Live every week to help them, okay, or something like this. So like you can do both. Just do both, like right. If you're trying to get more exposure, or you could just run ads to your product. You could just do that. You could just promote your product and keep the group private and not even have to worry about it. But groups are a very powerful tool for building an audience, but they're also a powerful tool for keeping people on your monthly, member roll, right? So do it all. Do them both or do none. It doesn't matter. Just do them both. Like, why not? Just try it.
Okay. Taylor says it's brilliant. You guys have the income of dreams. Taylor says, and I'm selling children's clothes to pay for self
We are
care.
listen, I tell you what's funny is like we like I don't know, like I feel like we still like I'm actually glad that we never had money before because I think we still like live our life in a normal kind of way other than trips, right? And it is pretty hilarious. Like it's the trivial stuff that it's the stuff we don't need that drives me crazy. This is our money arguments that we
Yeah, I
always
just
have.
said that it keeps you off my back, so that's the
Yes.
reason that I do
Right.
it.
And I just it drives me crazy when we're spending money on something that's not like
It's
a
not really necessary,
necessary, like maybe I'm
except that
cheap.
it is.
Maybe
But
I'm cheaper. I'm cheap. I don't know.
no, I
Maybe.
don't think so. I think that I don't know. It's just things that I know we're going to argue about. I feel like I can justify it more, like if I, like sell stuff that we
I
already
don't think
have.
you need Botox, and it's super expensive. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, well,
Whatever.
I'm getting it anyway. Okay, so
It's all about compromise in marriage, y'all. You got to figure out a way. You got to find a way. That reminds me of the other day. I was looking at there was a Warren Buffett meme, and the dude still drives like a 1999 Oldsmobile or something like that, and he's Warren Buffett or something like that. And what's the one of the there's an NFL coach. He only buys his clothes at Walmart.
yeah, we were
So
talking about this the other day because I don't know. Some of you may know that our vehicle that we bought about a year ago
the
has
brand new
been.
one, the big Lincoln Navigator, expensive
Oh
thing.
gosh,
It's
it
been a
is.
nightmare.
It has been in the shop for like months,
Months.
and
The
we have a
transmission broke,
rental.
and
And
it's
but
annoying.
what's hilarious is we have a Chrysler minivan that we've had since 2014. Um, Nothing has happened to it. I mean,
Ever.
I hate to say that because
It
it'll
doesn't even have a
probably.
scratch on it. It's never even been dinged. We drove it.
Well, that's not entirely true. One time I accidentally closed the garage door on the back hatch and it has
Oh
some
yeah,
scratches on it.
that
But
was your fault though. Sorry.
that was a kid's fault. They were distracting me.
Okay, right. But they're like, we have another van. We have another Chrysler minivan. It's our oldest vehicle that I keep car. My dad never wanted to get rid of a car. He was like, stupid. Somebody might need one.
Shane and I have been together how many years? 20 years.
Yeah.
And they've had the same vehicle
Oh
the
yeah, my
entire
dad's
time we've
still
been
got
together.
same car. And but I'm the same way. I don't want to get rid of anything because I'm like, we need more cars. Jocelyn's like, why do we need? We have 4 vehicles, and she's like, why do we need 4 vehicles? I'm like,
There's only 2 people who drive in
I
this
know,
house.
right? Like, and I'm like, well, we have the minivan, we got the Navigator, we have a pickup truck to work out on the farm, and we've got this old 2005 Town and Chrysler minivan, which is still awesome.
That's our dog mobile.
It's our dog mobile. So we have a car just that we move our dogs around. So when we come,
because they shed really bad.
I don't want to ruin the new stuff, right? I told you people, I'm cheap. I'm cheap here, so we're trying to save some money. But that's our dog vehicle. So I prefer to keep all my cars. So
yeah,
get rid of nothing, keep everything, waste nothing, want nothing.
Yeah, and like getting rid of
Waste
all
not,
this
want not.
stuff, it also helps me to create room in their closets. Which
That's the real
is good.
reason you're
Yeah.
selling all that junk.
It
you
is
can't
like
buy more
out of.
stuff. Anna Joe has a closet that's like 20 feet long. It's enormous.
And if I sell
completely
them,
full from wall to wall of Lily and June or whatever it's called, or what's it called?
there's a lot of them.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that most of you guys know that I have a healthy respect and
Obsession.
enthusiasm for children's clothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot. And if I can get people to pay me in PayPal and I can buy things on PayPal, then I don't have to hear about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I do that.
I control the big money picture. Jocelyn pays the bills and stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not really hiding it, but I'm also not disclosing it.
This is the happy agreement, the wall. I don't have to see it. I don't know where all this stuff comes from. I don't know what the money doesn't leave my account, so I'm good.
Exactly. Good. Okay. This question is from Oleg. He says, I have published my first course. Good job. With 5 classes yesterday, and now it's time to promote it. So at first, what I wanted to ask is how should I promote the course? And right now it's placed behind the lead magnet, so only those who are opted in will see the link to the course sales page. Is that good placement? Should I open the access to everyone without forcing them to go through the lead magnet?
Not necessarily. You can advertise both. I think here's basically how this would work, Oleg. So you would create an audience in Google for search or on Facebook, like for your lead magnet. Okay. So like you could basically say whatever your lead magnet is, make an ad for it and show it to cold traffic, people who've never heard of you. Once they click on it, they've discovered you, and once they've opted in, they become a prospect. You can take those prospects or those people who traveled, you can actually track who comes to your opt-in page. Now show them ads directly to the product. Does that make sense? So basically the general rule, I guess, is if no one knows who you are, show them a lead magnet or free content. If someone knows who you are, send them directly to the product. Don't make them opt in again, right? So if they're already on your list, there's no reason to send them to the lead magnet. Send them directly to the sales page. If they're not on your list, you want to send them to the lead magnet so that you can email them and talk to them later. Okay. So that's how you promote anything, any niche, anybody. Just do it like that. Cold traffic goes to lead magnets. Warm traffic goes to the things you sell, and you'll be okay, right? And then don't forget, it's not just ads. Get them on your list and market to them on email. That's where you get to own the content. You get to own the traffic, and that's where you make most of your sales anyway.
All right, this is a success story update from Paul. Paul says my keyboard skins are on Amazon, so I lowered the price by $5 for Prime Day, and I sold 7 at $24.97, not one like I thought earlier.
Wow, that's amazing. I wonder if you discovered a better price point and like can you make your margins work at that prime price? Like what if you started selling seven $25 products a day?
Well, it's probably
You
some of the
know?
marketing too, like where they're promoting the Prime sale products. So I wonder if you could get on the daily deals because that's something that I look at on Amazon. I don't know
Yeah.
how you do that, but maybe you try to get on the daily deals so you're getting that little extra promotion
It's
push.
interesting though. Interesting. I'd like to see that just that price point too.
All right. This is the final question of the day. So if you have anything else, just put it in. This question is from Lene. She says, should I also be releasing these posts as soon as I create them to hopefully drive traffic to my coming soon page and at least try to get them to sign up for my lead magnet? Or should I wait for several blog posts to be done before I release them and schedule them out when I turn my website on live, which should be soon? I accidentally deleted some pages that I have to fix.
Yeah, I delete stuff all the time. It's okay. That's part of the deal. I try not to sit on content, but we also do schedule things. Like I don't ever let any content that we've created sit on my hard drive. Like I create a lot of our content, and like if I make something, I'm sending it out somehow. I'm posting. Now it might be scheduled. Like if we record a podcast, of course we're not going to release every podcast as soon as we record it and edit it. Like we have a schedule. It comes out on Tuesdays. This is the way it works. Like we're about to add a podcast in to do some updates and some things like that. So it would probably come out like on Thursday. Like we're just, like you don't want to sit on your content, but you don't have to just flood it all out either. Like, because the algorithms and the search engines and all these places, like people who are consistent, regularly releasing content, people who are prolific, they release a lot of content, right? So like that's what they like. So you've got to do a little of both. Um, so wait till you turn your website on and you could release like maybe the first 5 posts and then schedule them out, from there. Just and also pick your first 5 very well to tell Google what your site's about because that's the first thing it'll see. And just like with a human, you want to make a good first impression. Like I think the first thing we ever posted on Flip Lifestyle was like making money online from a coffee shop. That was a blog post that I did back when we first post ever. I need to find that and see what it was. I was at a coffee shop. We had just quit our jobs a few months before. We were just starting this flipped lifestyle journey, and it was like, all right, well, I need a blog post. So I sat down and wrote one in a coffee shop about what I was doing. So, don't sit on it, but schedule it out and let them kind of roll out. Okay.
All right, that is the end of our call for today. Thank you for being here. We would love to see you live and in person in Lexington, September 19th through 21st. You can just head over to fliplifestyle.com/live to learn more.
And I would love for you to subscribe to my new print newsletter, right? It's not a fancy magazine here, guys. It's a newsletter where I'm going to have different articles, calendars, to do lists, all about how to promote your stuff. It's going to give you ideas for promoting your stuff every single day. Jocelyn, if you could drop that link in one more time, put it in a browser and grab the actual Kajabi link and throw it in there. I'm only selling 50 copies of the first issue. There will not be back issues. You can never get this one again. There will not be a digital copy. Please don't ask me. I'm not doing this digitally. It is only print. and is going to be 100% focused on taking existing products, existing memberships, existing sources of income like coaching or services, and promoting them. I'm going to go through every single month and show you exactly like my plans for promotion, what we're going to be doing, what the logic is, how I'm trying to jump into the conversations that people are already having. I'm trying to get into their lives where they're at to promote my product so they will buy it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, give you to-do lists like, hey, we've got a promotion coming up on the 5th. We need to do XYZ on the 2nd to make sure that we're ready for it. I'm going to have articles in there. They're not going to be featured anywhere else inside of the community. The community is all video driven. This is going to be text-based articles that tell you different strategies and stuff like that. And is really, I'm really passionate and fired up about this product. I'm going to be putting a lot of work in it, a lot of heart, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, because I know this is the missing ingredient. Just like Oleg's question earlier, how do I promote my stuff? I run out of ideas. I don't know what to do next. I've built this product. I've got this thing. I've made a couple sales, but I need to promote this product so that more people find out about it. I'm going to be talking about building cold traffic. I'm going to be talking about warming up audiences. I'm going to be giving you all of my best stuff about promotion and marketing in real time, what's working now. And I was telling somebody just earlier, we get the benefit. It's one of the great side benefits of leading this community. We get to see thousands of people's businesses. We get to watch and talk through promotions with people all the time. So we get to see more businesses than most people will ever see in a lifetime every single month. So I can actually pull the best practices. I can see what's working, and I can show you all these things and distill it down into an easy, not overwhelming document that actually is actionable. I was talking to Shay Harms, an awesome member of the Flip Your Life community the other day, and she was telling me that she signed up for something one time, but it was like 89 pages and overwhelming, and there was no way you could even take action on it. There was just so much stuff in it, but that's not what this is. Like, I'm really thinking about this as August 1st, do this. August 2nd, try this. August 3rd, swing this. Hey, here's a list of 20 subject lines. Use them this month. You write the email, but here's the subject lines. Hey, here's an email template of something that I sent out, and I'm going to write down notes on it, and you go turn it into yours, and you go make some sales off of it. So check it out. It's at prolificmonthly.com. Jocelyn just put the direct link to the sign-up sheet. The beta is open now. I'm only letting 50 people sign up. And if you don't sign up by Friday, you will miss this August issue forever because we're not going to be doing back issues. So love to have you in there. Love to see you check that out. Thanks for tuning in today. What a great member call.
Yeah.
Awesome member call.
There's a little bit of confusion about the live event calls. People are saying they're going to see you tonight. Is it tonight or tomorrow?
Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Hey, you need to look at the email and make sure you got the.
I put it in Facebook. Maybe I did put it tonight. Let me look. If I did, we'll just do it tonight.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that because it's a little bit confusing.
I thought I put Wednesday, but maybe I put Tuesday. I don't know.
You put it in our calendar for Wednesday.
I know. Hold on.
No worries. We'll get it figured out.
I told you, we got a lot going on. It's Flip Your Life live season, y'all. We got a new product being launched. We got a membership community on fire. We've got a live event coming up. Let me see here. Update soon. No, it's on Wednesday, July 17th at 9 p.m. It's in the Facebook group right now.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Yep. So it is on Wednesday, July 17th. Today's the 16th, correct?
Let me make sure. Yes.
This up?
No. Nope,
okay. Right. I actually got this one right, y'all. This one's on you.
Woohoo!
So, all right. So I'll see all the Flip Your Life Live attendees tomorrow at our live training. I want to see you in your mailbox. So go to Prolific Monthly. If you want to be more prolific in your promotion, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Check that out over at prolificmonthly.com. And we are going to get some lunch.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Have a great day.